What's up guys? It's Meg and we're here with our weekly Walker Talk, week 2, here to help ease your Walker withdrawals. How are you guys doing? It feels like it's been forever again since I've talked to you. I hope everything is well with you guys and you're not suffering too badly with your Walker withdrawals. My mind is so consumed with moving and packing right now and work that I haven't had a lot of time to think of The Walking Dead. I know, the horror. But I am missing my weekly shows. I don't really have anything that I'm currently watching. I was watching Bitten, but that season finale, it was coming on Mondays, so it was still kind of close to when I would normally watch Walking Dead. But that finale just happened as well, and so now I have nothing to watch. So I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe watching Game of Thrones from the very beginning. I'm not sure if I can get into it or not. But anyways, let's get straight to our weekly Walker Talk. Today I asked you guys on Twitter and Facebook, what did you want me to talk about today? And I'm going to answer a few of your questions. So if you guys did not know, you can add me on Facebook or Twitter. I will plan on putting out the question weekly, what do you guys want me to talk about in my weekly Walker Talk video, and you guys can answer. Also, in the comment section of this video, if you guys want to put your questions down for anything Walking Dead related, I would be happy to answer them next week. Alright, so here we go. The first question comes from Nathan, and it is, do you think Rick recognized Tara, and is Maggie going to find out that she was a part of the governor's group? And then someone below did respond that we did actually find out about that in the Talking Dead episode that aired right after the Walking Dead finale, that Rick did indeed recognize Tara. And you can kind of see from the episode that he pauses when he looks at her, and Maggie interprets that as, who are these people? You know, he doesn't know that she doesn't know that Rick knows Tara from the prison attack. But she interprets that as, oh, these are strangers, Rick doesn't know who these people are, and so she turns around and looks at Tara and she's like, they're with us, they helped us. I can't remember the exact words that she says. But Rick lets it go, and I think at this point he's just happy to have everyone there, and I think he, you know, in that split second that he recognized her, I think he realizes when Maggie says, they're with us, they helped us, that despite whatever she did in the past, she's clearly on their side now. I don't think it's going to be an issue in the future. I think Rick and the whole rest of the group is so consumed with this Terminus thing and the fact that they're trapped, they don't have time for that kind of silly drama. As far as Maggie recognizing, or Maggie finding out, is that what the question was? Is Maggie going to find out that she was a part of the governor's group? Really, that was my question when we saw at the beginning, was it the second to last episode? I don't know why I can't think of what any of it's called now, but when Glenn introduced Tara to Maggie, you know, and he just says that he met her on the road and she's been helping him, she's a good person, you know, he doesn't tell Maggie the truth. There's really no need to. But that was my question, was, well, what is Rick gonna say when he sees Tara, because he knows who she is? But I think that was handled, you know, they're in such a crazy situation that there's no time for that right now. Clearly she's on their side now, so it doesn't really matter. And he knew, even at the prison, he knew that she didn't really want to do this. You know, I think you could kind of tell she was very hesitant. She didn't say anything, but she was very, like, hesitant as to what was going on. So, next question comes from Michelle. It says, future predictions on Beth and Daryl and the Beth, Daryl, and Carol love triangle. Daryl would choose Beth over Carol in a heartbeat. I feel like that's very soap opera-ish, you know, like weekly soap opera kind of thing. I don't think The Walking Dead is really about that kind of drama. And honestly, I don't think Daryl will ever be in that position to choose one or the other. He hasn't had a romance with either one. He has a very close friendship with Carol, and he just very recently became close with Beth. And then she was quickly taken away. So I don't necessarily think that there's any really romantic thing between either of them. That being said, I also don't think we'll ever have to see that where he'll choose someone. It's just really not what The Walking Dead is about. If something eventually develops, you know, I would kind of like to see the Beth and Daryl thing, you know, see how that plays out, if it plays out into anything. I guess that would just be my choice. But okay, the next question is, Comes from Trina. It says, I'm wondering if Rick's group will team up with the people in the other train cars and if any of them will be characters from the comics. That is a really awesome thought. I hadn't really thought about who is in the train cars, who these other people are that we heard screaming. It would be really neat to see some characters come from the comics. That being said, I'd also kind of like to just see some brand new original people. We just got 3 characters from the comics, Eugene, Rosita, and Abraham. It would be kind of neat to see just some new interesting people come in that we don't know anything about. You know, it's kind of fun to try and predict from the comics, you know, will Eugene be the same kind of person from the comics, or will Rosita play out the same way? But it's nice to have that unexpected person come in where we don't know anything about them, and they're not comic book characters, and we don't know anything. As far as the people in the train car go, I kind of feel like, I don't know if Rick's group will even rescue them. You know, they will be so concerned about saving themselves that unless they just happen to have a moment to run over there in their escape plan, they may not save these people, which is sad, but you have to think about, you know, you have your core group and these people are your family essentially, and you have to protect them, and you can't worry about anyone else despite how awful you feel about leaving these people behind. You have to protect the ones that you love and the ones that are currently around you and in your group, and you just kind of have to let that go. So I don't really know if they'll save those people or not. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Okay, the next question comes again from Nathan. It says, do you think Morgan could come back in season 5? I kind of think that Morgan, if Morgan was going to come back, they would have had him come back already. He kind of came back again in, what was it, episode Clear, and was that season 3? He came back there, where in the comics, I think they only met Morgan twice, right? In the beginning, and then he came back and joined their group. Since we already saw Morgan for a second time in the episode Clear, I kind of think that that storyline has passed. I think that that is where they are choosing to, where the writers are choosing to differ from the comics. I really don't think Morgan's gonna come back. I know a lot of people want him to. I think it would be neat. He was a great character, but I really don't think he's gonna come back. I think that storyline is done. And then the last question comes from Richard, and it says, either do top 5 favorite episodes so far up to season 4 or top 5 favorite characters. I will probably do a different video about my top 5 favorite episodes because that seems kind of extensive. As for my top 5 favorite characters, let's see about this. Obviously I'm a big Daryl fan, so I think he's my number 1. The second and third favorites would be Herschel. I loved Herschel so much, and Dale. I just have a really strong, I love the characters that really provide that moral compass. We say that all the time in the show, but I like the voices of reason, you know, where Shane was so kind of kill everyone, save yourselves kind of guy. Herschel is the complete opposite, and Dale was the complete opposite. You know, they were always that voice of reason, that voice of, you know, your humanity speaking to you, sort of. So it would be Daryl, Herschel, Dale, Carol. I've always loved Carol so much. I just loved seeing her grow from that person that was just beaten down, both literally and mentally. You know, she was just cowering under her husband's shadow, and to see her come so far from that and see her lose Sophia and come to the point where she is now, where she's a strong woman, she doesn't need anyone, she's made difficult choices that not a lot of people could make, and she's survived through it all, and she's really, I think she's an amazing character. So she would be my 4th, and my 5th, I think it would have been Shane. I loved seeing him develop from, he seems like a really good guy that's just like, you know, in love with this woman who doesn't really love him back the same way. And I kind of liked seeing his character go slowly insane. I mean, he didn't really go insane, but he was so overcome with his passion and obsession with Lori that he did some crazy things in the end, and in the end he was willing to kill his best friend for it. It was like his obsession just took over, and it was the kind of person he became in this apocalypse. So yeah, I would say my top 5 are Daryl, Herschel and Dale, which sadly they're not with us anymore, Carol, and Shane. What are your guys' top 5? Okay, you guys, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed our weekly Walker Talk. Leave me comments down below as to what kind of questions you want me to answer next week, or what do you want me to talk about. Oh, one last thing. I heard on the Spoil the Dead forums, which is different from the Spoiling the Dead Facebook page, that there was a casting call for season 5 for an 18-year-old male of any ethnicity who is a single leg amputee for a speaking role in season 5. And I don't know if it's completely confirmed that this was an actual casting call, but it seemed really interesting. I mean, single leg amputee kind of sounds like cannibals from Terminus. I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay, leave me comments for my questions for next week, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I will see you next Sunday. Bye!